Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of Don Mafia Live. I do know that a lot of you are probably praising right now that I no longer have the 5-minute countdown. Shout out to Cole from How About Those Chiefs that recommended that to me while we ended up coming off screen yesterday during our collab. And giant shout out to everybody that ultimately ended up tuning in to that episode. Great conversation between myself and Cole. Thank you again, Cole, if you are watching, for coming in and chopping it up with me about the Buffalo Bills and the Kansas City Chiefs. So today's topic, folks, is one that I feel like I shouldn't get too much flame for bringing to the table. Can the Kansas City Chiefs score 30 points on the Buffalo Bills? And as the title suggests, I am not entirely convinced that they are going to be able to do so, largely due to the Buffalo Bills' defensive performance against them during the regular season. I know that we've had a couple of conversations about looking over our injury report. I just so happen to be optimistic that the only player we are more than likely going to be missing will be Taylor Rapp. Crossing my fingers and hoping I'm incorrect, but I have a feeling that Milano is going to be good. Hamstring soreness, probably not going to keep him out of the game unless something drastic happens today or even on Saturday. Um, Same thing with Taron Johnson. I understand that he was limited on Thursday, but then full on Wednesday. And then also exact same thing with Christian Benford as far as the concussion protocol is concerned. But on today's episode, we are going to be going through all of the Kansas City Chiefs games throughout the year and pinpointing when they ultimately ended up having significant offensive production. And surprisingly enough, you're not going to be seeing it there. Now, fun fact, Cole from How About Those Chiefs, who was on here yesterday, he pointed out that the Kansas City Chiefs aren't particularly a garbage time sort of team. There were several opportunities, according to Cole, where the Kansas City Chiefs were deep into their own territory, but elected to kneel or elected to go for the field goal, as they already ended up having a pretty comfortable lead on their opponents. They have largely been relying on their defense. However, I just don't particularly see this Kansas City Chiefs team putting up 30 points on the Buffalo Bills, especially since, I don't know, how many times have they done it? Once, maybe twice. Have no fear. We are going to figure it out because the AFC Championship, my friends, is literally just 2 days away. And I am absolutely jazzed, ladies and gentlemen. Jazzed. Baby, I'm ready for it. Damn, man. Listen, smash that like button, subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already, ladies and gents, I want to remind everybody I am offering a YouTube exclusive giveaway to each and every single one of you who are watching with me today. Do you see that signed Gregory Rousseau jersey that's hanging on my wall? That could be yours. What you need to do is you have to be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, Bills Mafia, and you also need to be present at least at halftime during my live play-by-play reaction in the AFC Championship. I'm going to be selecting a winner based off of somebody random I pick right in the live chat. So make sure that not only you are a subscriber over here, but at the exact same time, you are on my live play-by-play reaction, even if it's only for halftime. That is the rules, baby. Let's go on ahead and get down to business. Now, several of you are probably wondering, where should I go to watch the Buffalo Bills game? I read some article that Buffalo, at least Buffalonians, are not so much interested in making the travel out to Kansas City. Several of them are staying home. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to point out where you should watch the football game on Sunday. And I cannot think of a better place than Club Bud Light at 34 Rush over at Batavia Downs, ladies and gents. If you want to see 2 of the largest televisions you have ever seen in your entire life, accompanied by 30 others, delicious food, delicious drink specials, inspired by Thurman Thomas, the GOAT himself, head on over. It's right by the gaming floor, so even if you're feeling a little lucky before you go in and root on your Buffalo Bills for the AFC Championship, you need to hop on in there and show Batavia Downs a little bit of damn love. Shout out to Batavia Downs for being a proud sponsor of this channel. And let's go on ahead and understand and unpack exactly why I am very, very confident that the Chiefs are not going to score anywhere near 30 points against the Buffalo Bills, even with the weather report considered. All right, let's go on ahead and check out the Kansas City Chiefs regular season thus far and see what we're looking at real fast. All right. We're going to go on ahead and take a look and count exactly how many times this Kansas City Chiefs team has crossed that threshold. Because you know why? I'm looking at the Buffalo Bills, and we do it like it's our absolute career. This Buffalo Bills team has scored 30 plus points, I think 8 or 9 games in the regular season, did score 30. So against the Denver Broncos, and got dangerously close with the Baltimore Ravens this past Sunday. So things are going to be going great. I predict at least one Allen sack for big George Karlaftis. So I am going to tell you what, I am actually really looking forward to that matchup because Deion Dawkins has been an absolute dog as well. I think that Deion Dawkins is going to have a pretty solid game, and Spencer Brown is going to be back as well. So I'm excited to see what he does with your defensive line. And I mean, listen, man, this Bills team has been running quite a bit of jumbo package, adding in an extra offensive lineman for additional protection, especially in run schemes. So things are about to be incredible. Let's go. Stop the cheat, Pete. Bills Mafia American Arrogance is in the chat. I appreciate that. The Chiefs just win. So do the Buffalo Bills. Queefs just queefs on the refs. Buffalo wing live now. Sean McDermott press conference on WGRZ. Well, let me tell you what, my friend, I can't stream that, but once he hops on the podium, once he ends up hopping on the podium on X or on Twitter or through the Bills app, please let me know, and then we will react to that together. But what I want to do is I want to take a look at all of the games that the Kansas City Chiefs, right, have scored over 30 points. We have first game of the season, 27 against the Baltimore Ravens, 26 against the Cincinnati Bengals, 22 against the Falcons, 17 against the Chargers, 26 against the Saints, 28 against the 49ers, 27 against the Raiders, 30, one game already against the Buccaneers, 16 against the Broncos. All right. And let's just say that we put up 30 points against the Denver Broncos. Let's go on ahead and compare these matchups. I think that it's something to consider. Nothing against the Buffalo Bills, or 21, etc. 30 against the Carolina Panthers, who is not scoring 30 points on the Carolina Panthers, especially at that point of the season. 19 against the Raiders, 19 against the Chargers, 21 against the Browns, 27 against the Houston Texans, 29 against the Pittsburgh Steelers, and 0 against the Broncos. But again, I'm not really going to put a lot of weight into this, folks, because those were backups for the Kansas City Chiefs. So what makes it even more intriguing is now I want to take a look at what the Kansas City Chiefs offensive output is for the entire year. What is the strength of these guys? As I continue to paint a picture as into if this Chiefs team wants to win this game, they are going to have to put up 28 points, 30 plus points. In fact, I will even say this. If Kansas City wants to win this game, I have a feeling that they need to score minimum 35 points. And that's a tall task because I promise you, from what we are going to unpack on my second stream later this afternoon, we're going to be seeing quite a few things here. We are going to be seeing quite a few things. We got Joey coming in. Holmes is a bum. 13-second show. Chiefs dynasty easy three-peat. So again, dude, like I'm saying, I'm fine with you in here trolling, but stop spamming and saying the exact same thing. Stop spamming the same 3 things. Just come up with some sort of educated takes and like sentence structure, and we will get along. All right. I'm fine with trolling in here, ladies and gentlemen, but just make sure that you're creative and you don't just have something copy and pasted from your notepad on your iPad. All right. That you are continuously pasting. So please, please, please stop spamming the same shit over and over again. Much appreciated. The Commanders will change their name next season, and they are going to be the Washington Orange Skins, and they are going to wear a yellow comb over for the helmets. Wow. Interesting, DJ. Dan, I have been pounding my chest all year long that this is the best Bills team I have ever seen. This year, we prove it. And you know what? That was a hot take at the beginning of the season, right? because I specifically remember at the beginning of training camp or even before week 1 where I came out and I suggested, I was just like, dude, this Buffalo Bills team, this is going to be the best offensive performance that we see from this squad ever. And a lot of people thought I was nuts. Like, people were wanting to drug test me based off of that take, because I think everyone was kind of hyper focused on the names and not necessarily how much of a positive impact it was going to be for Josh Allen to not have a true wide receiver number 1. When you don't have a true wide receiver number 1 on your squad, it is a nightmare for defensive coordinators to go on ahead and plan against you, because we've seen it all year long. How many times have we had the most obscure player on this roster lead the team in receiving yards at any given moment, right? Like, one time it was Curtis Samuel, who several of us forgot was even on the team halfway through the season. We saw a game where Ty Johnson, our RB3, was quite literally the leading receiver for this team. I mean, listen, I have to agree with you. I really, really do. Taylor Rapp is officially out. Yep, I figured, folks, he's going to be out. Chiefs are so in our heads that Chiefs fans are in here. Jorge, Axel is back from his mom's basement. Cook him, Dan. Listen, Axel has been wrong about the Buffalo Bills all season long. I'm going to let him continue his confidence, because obviously it moves the needle in one direction, typically in the Buffalo Bills' favor. It's going to be beautiful. Axel will be Thanos snapped out of this chat once the Buffalo Bills end up hanging sack on his hopes and dreams. Logan is saying, what does Joe Brady do after this season? Well, so I'll tell you what. He's interviewed for a couple of positions, and the Jacksonville Jaguars have already hired their coach, right? The Raiders have already hired their coach. In fact, Pete Carroll, for example, he is now that guy. He's now that guy for them. All right. Here we go. McDermott. Okay, he's not up yet. But guys, listen, this is official. I'm going to go ahead and share my screen real fast for everyone to take a look. Coach McDermott has ruled Taylor Rapp out for the AFC Championship. Folks, this is our first piece of injury news. Strong safety Taylor Rapp is indeed out of the game. Our strong safety, more than likely meaning that Cole Bishop, the rookie, is going to get his opportunity, and Damar Hamlin is going to be that said free safety. We're going to have to really unpack this a bit later today. I'll probably put out a TikTok, Instagram, YouTube short, how I see it. But at the end of the day, if everybody else is feeling pretty damn good, I feel like we'll be okay. I'm not going to lie to you. DJ, I'm a Browns hater, and they are not good. Michael, Dan, you really should get the greatest story ever told rolling. Michael, I'm not going to lie to you. I didn't have a good outcome when I ran that narrative last year. So I'm trying something new on behalf of Bills Mafia, because I know that we all want it. Not having Rapp is going to suck. I totally agree with you. But here's the deal. With the Kansas City Chiefs, they're not particularly a team. And by the way, folks, for anybody that is watching this on the pre-record, I'm going to try and do better by letting you know when I am reading a super chat or I am reading a comment from the live chat. All these shows are live, by the way, at 11 a.m. and 5:15 p.m. EST, Monday through Friday. Fun fact. But Pat Mahomes in this offense doesn't necessarily stretch the field as often as they used to. Once Tyreek Hill was gone, they really switched identities, an offensive game plan very similar to the Buffalo Bills, where they love picking on short and intermediate style passes. As long as we just scheme 2 high safeties, 1 high safety at the end of the day, we run some man coverage, I feel like we'll be completely fine. Safeties, as many of you know, I think that they are the new running back of the NFL. I don't really think safeties provide a lot of value. So it sucks not having Rapp, but let me tell you what. Us having Rapp against Baltimore was way more important than us having Rapp against the Kansas City Chiefs. So I would not be sounding the alarm bells. We have CeeDee Lamb worshiper. Will the Bills win Sunday? Please take this stress away from me. Let's go, Buffalo. I love this, dude. That pumps me up, CeeDee Lamb worshiper. That pumps me up, brother. I appreciate that. Thank you for tuning on in. But folks, yeah, we have that. Taylor Rapp is officially out. Big news. Let's go on ahead and keep on checking out and seeing what else came from Sean McDermott's press conference. Brought to you, of course, by all of the local beat reporters in Buffalo, New York, to see what ultimately ended up happening. Taylor Rapp is ruled out of the AFC Championship. Sean McDermott is ruled out Taylor Rapp for Sundays. And Alex Brasky, because he gets sensitive when I don't say his name, when I read his tweet out loud. I sincerely apologize to all the blind people out there. But anyway, per Alex Brasky, Sean McDermott has ruled out Taylor Rapp for Sunday's game against the Chiefs. Have Cole Bishop, Milano, Taron Johnson will be full participants Friday, and Benford will be absent due to personal reasons. So Benford should be fine. He's good to go. It sucks that he's not getting extra time to practice, but he should be okay there. And then Milano and Taron are both full participants. So that is good to go, folks. And then Benford is missing for some of that. So we will see. Josh Brown is saying Benford is still in concussion protocol, but put today for personal reasons. Completely fine. I'm good with that. I'm fine with that, dude. Benford, Paul Costa. Yes, most definitely. He is going to be playing. If you were to ask me. I wish he had a little bit more time to practice today, but whatever his personal reasons are, let's go on ahead and pray that it's nothing too serious. I love Damar Hamlin, but I have more faith in Taylor Rapp at the safety position. I've seen both players play, and Rapp is better at closing down the wide receiver and hard hitter. I love Damar Hamlin, but I have more faith in Taylor Rapp at the safety position. So I'm going to tell you what, man. So Damar and Taylor Rapp play two different positions. So Taylor Rapp's your strong safety, and you're right. He is tremendous in run defense. He really hits hard hitter, very physical. We're going to miss him. But that's exactly what we got from Cole Bishop's pre-draft report, right? Cole Bishop is just an underdeveloped Taylor Rapp. It's now time for Cole Bishop to go out there and prove to the Buffalo Bills why we drafted him in the first place, right? He has to step up. He has to go on ahead and fill in those shoes accordingly, where Damar Hamlin's more of a free safety, right? And he's actually been significantly improved in coverage. Damar's been balling, though. He has. Listen, I'm not going to sit here and hate Damar Hamlin because for some particular reason, he's just for some particular reason, he's overly hated, right? I'm not sure why he's so much hated across Bills Mafia. I think it has to do with the fake punt attempts. I really do last year during the divisional round, but all of the hate toward Damar really hasn't made a lot of sense to me. Brantley, I agree. I wish they would let Hyde play. I mean, listen, for nostalgia purposes, absolutely. I totally get it. But I think he was brought in exclusively as a player's coach and more importantly, as a last ditch effort or an emergency insurance policy. Right? Because Kareem Jackson's going to be next on the depth chart. If, for example, Damar Hamlin went down with an injury during the game, I would be shocked if he was elevated for the game. If we make the Super Bowl, I could totally see this team elevating him, like maybe for a nod, like being like, hey man, like we would love for you to go out there and play like one single snap. So like we can tell you that like you started in a Super Bowl game or something along those lines, but is what it is. 389 of you in here. Absolutely insane. 231 on YouTube, 159 of you on X, baby. Thank you so much for tuning in, guys. I absolutely love it. We have heard an update, a massive update from our good friends in Buffalo that Taylor Rapp will not be playing. Christian Benford is excused for personal matters. So does that mean he's still in concussion protocol? Great question. We're going to sit here and hopefully Sean McDermott hits the podium where we can sit here and watch momentarily, because I know a lot of us have some questions and it's going to be the thing. But back to the Kansas City Chiefs scoring 30 points against the Buffalo Bills. Okay. Will they be able to do it? Let's go on ahead and take a look at some of the more advanced analytics. And folks, by the way, please do me a favor, smash that like button. Easiest way to show some love at what I am doing over here on the Dom Mafia channel. Super easy. If you are watching on your telephone, oftentimes the live chat is hiding it. Let's go on ahead and run this up to over 200 likes prior to the prior to the end of the stream. I think that we can do it. Shout out to everybody. What's going on? Kansas City Chiefs stats. And this is what we're looking at, right? So we have points per game, 15th in the league, and that is compared to the second best offense in the NFL. Yards per game, 322. Points per play, 18th. Yards per play, 5.1, 24. So for anybody, and this is a great statistic for anybody that is watching this on the pre-record and or after the stream is all said and done, if anybody's worried about Patrick Mahomes making it a massive part of the game plan and Andy Reid making it a massive contributor, this team just doesn't stretch the field like that, folks. It just doesn't stretch the field like that. So, yes, I'm sure if, for example, that Worthy and or Hollywood Brown ends up breaking a couple of tackles right within our linebacker category, or they burn one of our DBs, sure, I could see our safety somehow having an issue. But this is just not the sort of team that attacks that deep into the field anymore. It's really not. Third down conversion, absolutely key for the Buffalo Bills to stop. No questions asked. Absolute key for the Buffalo Bills to stop at third down conversion. This is a very good third down conversion team. Don't get it twisted. Fourth down conversion, same thing, top 5. And red zone scoring, 24th, folks. Red zone scoring, 24th. So they've been settling for quite a few field goals. It is a personnel issue. Passing statistics, folks, like I said, so yards per pass, 6.8. It's largely a dink and dunk sort of game. 34.79 yards per game, 15, and interceptions thrown 11th. But keep in mind about Patrick Mahomes, something I think you guys might like is that, well, actually sort of, I guess, strike fear. Last interception that Patrick Mahomes threw was against the Buffalo Bills. So something to consider. So with the passing stats all right here, nothing really to ride home about. And then we have our rushing statistics, folks. Everybody always sweats about the Buffalo Bills defense against the run. This is not a team that I am going to be stressing against the run. I'm really not going to be stressing whatsoever. So go on ahead and just hang that up. And let's go on ahead and also take a look at the Buffalo Bills, huh? Like, how does our offense compare? How does our defense compare to a couple of these things? Kansas City Chiefs, I don't want those fools. I want the Buffalo Bills. And not bad for the Buffalo Bills. So to be a team that everyone thinks we have an absolute shit defense, top 10, ladies and gents. I'm going to go on ahead and double check here for a second. Not seeing anything. Taylor Rapp will be out for the Bills on Sunday. All right, folks. It is still being, oh my God, it still just breaks my absolute heart. But all right, listen. So let's go on ahead and take a look at this team. Buffalo Bills, folks. 30.7, second best offense in the NFL. Yards per game, 360. Points per play, number 1. Yards per play, 6. Third down conversion, we're a hell of a damn team too, folks. We are a hell of a damn team too. And fourth down conversion, thank God for that damn tush push, if you know what I'm saying. And the second best red zone scoring team in the NFL. Rushing stats, who were to think, man? We run the damn ball, ladies and gents. We run the damn ball. 4th in the NFL at 49% of all snaps. Rushes per game is 30. Rush yards per game, 136. Top 10. Buffalo's offense passing statistics, all right here. Really don't pass the football all that much. Solid completion percentage. Yards per pass, 10. Passes per game, 29.9 passes per game. This pass yards per game, blah, blah, blah. And here we go. It's going to be a matchup for the ages. It's going to be a matchup for the ages, and I really can't wait to get into this. We had another super chat come in. I want to give love over to Cody. Thank you so much for donating to the channel, my friend. It does go a long way where I can continue to upgrade this channel, my equipment, my background, and to make this show your go-to. Folks, reminder, this is a year-round show. I do my best to entertain you even during the off season, and there's going to be plenty to talk about, of course, after I go through a week or two of vigorously celebrating the Buffalo Bills' first Lombardi trophy in Western New York. Dan, I'm having a bad day. And do you think the Bills actually win this game? So regardless of clicks and likes, I'd like your soul to answer. Cody, first off, man, I am sincerely sorry to hear that you were having a bad day. But one thing that I can tell you from a positivity standpoint is that you have gotten through every single bad day in your entire life. You are batting 1,000, my friend. You are in the Perseverance Hall of Fame first ballot each and every single time. Anytime you're having a bad day, just remind yourself of that. You will get through it. You will remain in my thoughts and my prayers. And yes, Cody, not for likes, not for clicks. Yes, I am standing on business. This Buffalo Bills team will beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We are quite simply just the better squad. We are the better red zone scoring offense. We take care of the football by a significant margin compared to the Kansas City Chiefs. I think this team is going to generate turnovers, and I trust this defense into be able to taking the most opportunities on third down conversions and then also red zone scoring. Three massive factors that this team has over the Kansas City Chiefs. So yes, this is the Buffalo Bills' time to win. Barring any sort of fluky ass play or several fluky ass plays or some BS flags, yes, I have the Buffalo Bills winning this game. Can we bring down Kelsey? He always seems to be open. Well, last game we played him, he had 2 receptions and 7 yards. So yes, most definitely. As long as we just assign the linebackers, I want to say that Bernard was the one assigned to him in pass coverage. Absolutely. Don't run zone defense. If you don't want Travis Kelsey to literally be in his own zip code on a damn island, no defender even in the camera view, you have to run. Absolutely have to run man coverage. 0 questions asked. We have Christine loves my prediction for the Buffalo Bills. Hi, Dan. Happy Friday. Let's go, Buffalo 34-31. Bills chick. And did you happen to hear Von Miller in his press conference? I did not. Remind me what he said. No bones about it is coming in and saying, if you were to look at the Chiefs on paper without knowing who they were, you would consider this a huge mismatch in favor of the Buffalo Bills. Sure, they have home field advantage, right? Like Arrowhead is one of the most difficult places to play in the NFL, but statistically speaking, this Buffalo Bills team plays Kansas City just as well in Arrowhead as they do in Buffalo. So I'm not really looking at Kansas City's home field advantage as much of a needle mover, if you will. Rap is out, and this is from Kevin Johnson, by the way. So it's going to be Cole Bishop kind of game. I believe in him, though. It's a next man up mentality, folks. We drafted Cole Bishop to eventually be a better Taylor Rapp. It's just how it is. In college, he was known for being a threat when it comes into stopping the run. He is physical, he is fast, and he makes his tackles. Sometimes he's a bit too aggressive, and he overshots his cuts, and he overshoots his angles when he's going after somebody with the football. So that's going to be something that's going to make my butthole a little bit tight during the game. But outside of that, guys, like I said, I just don't see this Kansas City Chiefs team really stretching the field anymore. That's just not their identity. I'm sure that they'll probably have a couple of plays here and there, but if we're going to go out there and say that every single pass or 30% or 40% of every single offensive play that comes out of that team on Sunday is going to be 15 to 20 yards downfield attacking Cole Bishop, I just don't see it. Darren Sanders is saying, I think we win by 2 scores, and I don't think it will be close at all. Just kick back and enjoy some damn beers. Darren, for the love of God, I hope that is the case. Jeff, Bills are 1-3 on the road versus good teams. Chiefs play better at home. I mean, dude, listen, here's the deal. I just think that this Kansas City Chiefs team is going to struggle tremendously in the red zone. I think that our defense is going to have answers. I think Travis Kelsey will be erased. I think Worthy is going to make a couple of things. And this Buffalo Bills team is a top 5 red zone scoring offense, and we don't turn the football over. And we hung 30 points on the Kansas City Chiefs this year, the only team to do it all year. So I'm glad you're confident right in your team, but I really hope that you're not thinking that this is just going to be a walk-away victory. I really hope not, because I think that you're just going to be setting yourself up for disappointment. I just think this Buffalo Bills team is built to beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We have been building our squad to compete with you guys for the past 2 or 3 years. And this time you're finally going to be getting a team that is, for the most part, at full health. My biggest concern for this game was defensive injuries, particularly in the front seven and our perimeter corners and cornerbacks in general. I can get away from like missing a safety here and there because, again, I don't think that you need a quality safety to have an incredible defense. There's so many good defenses out there that you wouldn't even be able to name one of their safeties, right? So I just don't think safeties are like a massive issue. That's kind of where I'm at. AX is in the chat. John Mitchell, Sense 2020. Richard Bills 28. Chiefs 10. Ref 7. Ref 7 get a couple. McDermott is live. Thank you, sir. Let's go.
Confident he'll continue to do that moving forward.
With Christian and the concussion protocol, Ray kind of went through a similar situation last week. What is the protocol call for? Like how long or how much up to game time can you make that decision?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of layers on that, so I'm not really. It's not really probably my spot to go into that. He's in the protocol. That's where he is, and I just have to leave it at that. And there is a progression, like you're saying, and I'm with you on that. It takes some time.
John, sure, it's been all hands on deck this week, but have you summoned the last moment to reflect on what this week has kind of been like for you personally?
Probably not too much, really. Being totally honest with you guys, it's a busy week. You're trying to, put together a good plan, make sure the players are in a good spot. So maybe this evening a little bit, get a chance to just sit back or sit down and get some family time would be good for me.
For Cole to watch him this week, obviously Taylor hasn't been practicing. How big is that for him to get those first team reps and kind of go into the game? I know all players prepare like they're going to play, which is a great mindset. But when you're getting those reps, how big of a difference is that in week?
No, that helps. It definitely helps. It's different for every player, but a young player in particular to get those reps, knowing that he's going to be in the lineup is big.
John, along those lines too, just having Micah back in that room too, just how much assurance can that just give Cole to kind of pick his brain as he gets ready for this opportunity?
No, and that's big. I think Mike has been in a few of these games, 3 or 4 of them himself, and that experience alone, plus the just experience of, hey, when the coaches aren't around, Mike is spending some time with Cole, and just, like anything else, right? It's not being afraid to ask a question maybe you don't want to ask, or you feel like you've asked enough. We've all experienced that growing up, and just to have someone you can confide in a little bit, it certainly helps.
Sean, you hear Josh talk about how in seasons past maybe he flips that ball to James Cook down by the goal line. You hear Amari Cooper talk about putting the ego aside for the sake of the team. What can you say about this team's maybe maturity? And you guys, I'm sure, have maturity in past seasons, but the way it stood out this year, and this may be a factor you guys have made this year.
Yeah, I mean, they make it about the team, and I appreciate that. Don't take it for granted whatsoever. And it is a maturation for some, and to some extent for others where they're at in their careers of, hey, I haven't been able to get to this spot, or I know, the days are winding down a little bit, or the years are winding down, and just saying, hey, I'm going to do everything I can to make it about the team, and that's so important. Good.
Sean McDermott, ladies and gentlemen, just left the podium giving us some great insight. Great insight from what we hear. It's Taylor Rapp is out, our strong safety, more than likely. Well, actually, 100% it's going to be Cole Bishop getting the nod. We drafted him for a reason. We drafted him to become a better version of Taylor Rapp eventually. We're just going to need his progression to absolutely skyrocket. Need some massive plays from this young man, especially in coverage, without a doubt. Benford was excused for a personal reason. He is still technically in the protocol, and the team is expecting him to report back tomorrow or even earlier today. I'm feeling strongly encouraged. And then Taron Johnson and Matt Milano are full participants, folks, in practice today. Now, when I look at the Kansas City Chiefs games of the past, particularly last year, Our biggest reason as into why I was so nervous about this game was linebackers. We have Bernard and Milano going up against Travis Kelce and Noah Gray and all of their short game, etc. I love this matchup. This is great. Both are healthy. Have Taron Johnson out in the field, one of the best slot corners, best nickel corners in the NFL. We should be thrilled. Losing out on Taylor Rapp sucks, but I'll tell you what, we are in a hell of a lot better of a position than we were last year when we welcomed Kansas City into Buffalo for the divisional round. No questions asked. So I'm not particularly shocked that Rapp is not going to play. I mean, we saw that dude get carted off of the field against Baltimore. And again, having Rapp out there, at least for the vast majority of the Baltimore Ravens game, was a hell of a lot more important than having Rapp out against the Kansas City Chiefs. I stand by that. Sean Brennan, $5 donation. Let's see it. Guys, it's been 7 years. How are you convincing yourselves the Chiefs aren't different in the playoffs? This is the last year all over again. Sean, first off, man, I sincerely appreciate that $5 donation, man. I really, really do. So the big thing is, Sean, is that last year, particularly, we had some pretty massive injuries in the areas where the Kansas City Chiefs tend to dominate. So we had 2 practice squad linebackers who were tasked to guard Travis Kelce and also so your short pass game by itself. And we were also without Christian Benford on that game out on the outside. Now, what I'm looking at is we're finally having a, for the most part, secured defensive injury report, which is solid. We have all of our linebackers back, so I love those matchups. I think that we'll be able to limit Travis Kelce in the short pass game. Losing out on Rapp certainly sucks. I'm pretty sure he was missing this last divisional round as well. But if that is the only player that we're not going to be out with, or if that's the player that is not going to be present, I am not complaining. And then I'm also looking at the Buffalo Bills offensive production this year. We are absolutely deadly when it comes into third down conversions, very much as the Kansas City Chiefs. But that personnel that I just mentioned will be back. So we are just a better red zone scoring offense as well, and we just don't turn the football over. We are number 1 in turnover differential. So we take care of the football. We run the ball very effectively as well. Same thing with Josh Allen. He is obviously going to be a threat on the ground each and every single time that he plays the Kansas City Chiefs. I feel like you guys almost invite it. So I'm just seeing way too many signs that this Buffalo Bills team is, quite frankly, the better team. So that's where I am at. I would disagree with you. I do not think that this year is even remotely close to the context that was put out on the field last year. Run the football and y'all are good. Don't run the football, then y'all throw up. Well, from what we understand, we run the football the second most in the NFL, so don't worry about that. We are going to be running the damn ball. Has Benford cleared? Mike McNeely came in with a great question here. He was excused today for a personal reason. He's expected to report back to the team tomorrow as soon as later today. McDermott says that he's still in protocol, but for the past couple of days, we've seen him with the Guardian cap on. I'm feeling pretty optimistic that we're going to see Benford. I really am. As long as we have Josh, we are fine. Bills chick, let's beat the Cheats. No bones about it. Came in and said, on defense, Buffalo and Kansas City are 28th and 29th in the league against opponents in third down conversions. On defense, Buffalo and Kansas City are 28th and 29th in the league against opponents' third down conversions. Josh that we knew throughout the years is put away, and the Josh that we know now is calm and focused and collected. We have this Trey L. Chiefs haven't been at full health all year, and they finally are now, minus Rashee Rice. May the best team win. Our offensive line is much better now than it has been this week as well. And you know what? I definitely respect that as well. It's going to come down to the trenches because this Buffalo Bills offensive line has been, I think, the best I have ever seen from Buffalo. I loved our performance rate against the front seven we saw from Denver. Love the performance I saw against the Baltimore Ravens. This offensive line has made Josh Allen the least sacked quarterback in the NFL. So it's going to be an intriguing matchup, man. May the best team win. I totally agree with you there. This is where I wish Hyde played in a few games to see where he stands physically. Maybe he's not old Micah Hyde, but we should at least try to use him. I mean, we'll see if he is elevated based off of Sean McDermott's press conference, where he basically just categorized him as a player coach. We're going to have to see. GM 360, I think Ed Oliver goes off this game. Kelsey is out Sunday with the PMS. We can beat them passing it, to be honest. Running it will just ease the pain. Josh is on another level. Thank you, Haley Steinfeld. Bills D will take the ball away, and Kansas City won't. That'll be the difference of the game, in my opinion. Absolutely. Chris Jones against the run is slightly above average. I'm expecting a rush-heavy offense. PJ Coleman, what's the Milano hamstring injury looking like, Dan? PJ, good news. We just learned that he is a full participant today. And I hardly would categorize it as an injury. It was, quite frankly, just hamstring soreness. So we dodged the bullet. We dodged the bullet, folks. Hyde is not game worthy. Stop wishing for that. Mojo Chop 777. Did you see where Dion has been pushing the idea of an offensive lineman of the year award? Forgot what he called it. I mean, listen, it's about time that the big men get some love. Joshua is going to ball for real. Wade Miller, please. You already know. I'm planting Hyde. Okay, planting Hyde would be AJ Klein all over again. Let him mentor Bishop. Yes, yes, yes. Can't have a conservative Joe Brady play calling like he did in the third last weekend. I don't believe that we're going to, man. Listen, when it came into the game plan last week, like, we were just going up against a defense that we don't particularly match up well against. Like, look at Josh Allen's numbers against Baltimore his entire career. It's never been good. Like, they are just too big and too physical. With this Kansas City Chiefs defense, Josh has never had an issue. Not once, not never. So let's see. Whoever has the ball last wins. Simple. I don't think that, man. I think that this is going to be a 2-score game. 35-24 is what I'm predicting. Josh handing balls over to Haley, not the other team this year. LFG. Holy shit. You guys are pumping me up in here, baby. You are pumping me up. Smash that like button if you didn't have an opportunity of getting it done. 322 of you on YouTube right now, 236 of you on X. Luis, yo, Dan, honest question. If the Bills win, how would you feel and what would your reaction be? I know I would be crying. I'm not sure if tears would come yet, but if we somehow beat the Chiefs and somehow win a damn Super Bowl, oh, yeah, I'd tear up for sure. Destiny is calling me because I'm Mr. Brightside. This is our destiny to win it. Go Bills. If y'all run the ball, which y'all should, y'all win by 30 LMAO. Dude, run the damn ball. That's what I'm talking about. But all right, folks, thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Dom Mafia Live. I will be live later today on BetUS TV's The Huddle. That is our NFL show with myself, TD Finstock, and also Richie. That is on the BetUS TV YouTube channel. I highly recommend you come and you join. We're going to be unpacking both of the championship games along with various other NFL topics. Pete Carroll is now a damn coach in the AFC West. That AFC West coaching is absolutely elite. They obviously want to see what they can do to stymie this Kansas City Chiefs dynasty. I have a feeling this AFC West division is going to be the best one in about 2 years, as long as they build appropriately. And then afterwards, I will be live on my channel again at 5:15 p.m. EST. I'm working on a very special guest. I'm not going to announce it because I haven't heard back. I'm hoping that he can come on. If not, then I will bring somebody else on to chop up something related to this championship weekend. I love each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. Reminder, I'm giving away this Gregory Rousseau jersey. All right, folks, to one of you lucky viewers. All you need to do is be a subscriber to my YouTube channel and be present during my live play-by-play reaction on Sunday during halftime, and I will announce a winner based off of the live chat there. Love you guys so much. Thank you so much for tuning in to another edition of Dom Mafia Live. And I will see you fools a little later. Peace.